Hey everybody, this is Artosis, and I'm casting yet another game from the HerO replay pack. Hey, it was the only good-looking thing available right then. I'm not good at finding replays yet. And this one is going to be CrazyMoving against HerO, of course, from Team Liquid. Now, CrazyMoving, he is a very aggressive Zerg. A lot of you that may or may not have watched NASL have seen him do really quite well with a lot of aggressive strategies, though, and I want to see if HerO is going to, play against this, or if CrazyMoving maybe changes his style up a little bit. So the map is Cloud Kingdom, and of course a good map for Forge Fast Expansion. Your natural's right there. You can wall in very easily. You have one main ramp going down, and then of course it goes up to your third base location. And this makes it easy for both races to take third bases. The one thing that Protoss does have to worry about if they take their third base is how they set up their SimCity. Because if, let's say, you set it up just a partial one here or something, then it gives the roaches a huge amount of area and the lings a huge amount of area to go to. And then, of course, they can always come up here. You just have to be careful, basically, if your opponent gets really aggressive. Now, CrazyMoving looking pretty normal with his opening. HerO as well. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to take a couple minutes here to get going. So let me remind everyone, right now, I am actually trying to improve the audio and visual qualities of these VODs for YouTube. I just started doing YouTube again. And it takes a while to get especially audio down. That's the hardest part, I think. And then the video, I think the video is going pretty well, but my observing probably can use a hand. When I watch replays, you should see how quickly I zip around. It actually would make a lot of people nauseous, I think. So just something to keep in mind. Another thing that I want to point out here now is that CrazyMoving actually went for hatchery first. And, I like players that can play at quite opposites. Like, for instance, CrazyMoving is someone that won't hesitate to all-in you, but at the same time, he will do something very aggressive, economically speaking, such as hatchery first, even against Protoss. Now, to counter this, HerO right now, no Forge yet, and notice he even made a second pylon in his main base, because he really needs to push forward. Look at this, gateway before Forge even. He needs to push forward his economy as well. He can't just let CrazyMoving get a hatch first without also taking similar leniencies with his defense. He doesn't need a cannon up yet, and he's going to be completely fine. I don't expect CrazyMoving to be able to do any damage. Notice he's only making 4 lings. He is making a couple queens, of course. But really doesn't need any more than that. If he makes more than 4 lings, well, I wouldn't be too surprised because he's an aggressive player, but he probably just won't. You're going to want a drone after that. Now HerO throwing up his couple gases to go ahead and tech a little bit. We'll be throwing up a cannon rather quickly here, just in case. And of course, he'll be getting his Zellog quickly as well. That probe can sit there and hold position to hold off any lings coming, so it takes him longer to get through. Attacking one ling at a time will take a long time to break through this probe and actually get back to damage the cannon. So that's one of the reasons why this is sitting here and why this can be so late without any fear. See these lings coming up? Now, if there was nothing sitting there, they can get in here and run right past the cannon very easily. But notice attacking one at a time. See that finish time? It takes a little bit, and they've already taken a ton of damage too. So these lings do not have a lot of hit points left. It will be a little bit annoying to deal with, but that probe actually saved him a lot of grief. If 4 or 5 lings get in there, then it can actually spell disaster for Protoss. So let's take a look back at CrazyMoving while he's harassing, getting that third base. Just going to be running these lings around. It's going to disrupt mining a little bit for HerO. Oh, and he lost a probe. Well done there by CrazyMoving. It doesn't look like too much more with a lot of damage with just that probe right there. The lings, though, pretty low on their health. And, yeah, this is what he wants to do. Just harass them and scout. Don't lose him yet. When this Stalker comes out, of course, they will be dead. No way to really live through that. He's not even getting speed, of course. And if he could kill one more probe, that would be, that would be so awesome for him, but don't expect it. He is going after this really weak probe. Oh, and he does get it! Great move by CrazyMoving right there. And it looks like HerO's going to go ahead and clean that up. Now, we do have a couple of lings just scouting around as he sends some drones down. He needs to make sure that there's no pylons out on the map. And, of course, he'll find out that, in fact, there aren't. HerO hasn't really sent anything out yet. We do have +1 on the way. Sentries popping out. And these sentries, it feels like these are just slightly defensive. He doesn't know if there's a third base. And HerO knows the style of CrazyMoving, being such a good player that he is, to realize that, you know what, if you don't scout the third base really quick, you need to get sentries just in case it's going to be some sort of crazy all-in. But CrazyMoving doing a pretty economical play, starting to make a few lings just to make sure he has enough. In fact, he has 11 out right now, with just a few more on the way. Roach Warren on the way, as well as a Spine Crawler to help out. And his economy's looking pretty good. He's got 46 drones, continuing to pump quite a few out. On the other hand, HerO has a lot of probes because he did get to go for that Nexus first, and didn't go right up to cannon, which was nice. Okay, now we're going to start seeing exactly what HerO wants to do here. He does have the 3 more gates coming, of course, lining up with the warp gate and +1 pretty well. Ooh, and is he going to be able to save it? No, the Stalker does go down. Could have tried some fancy force fields there, but that doesn't guarantee saving it in that situation. But as we see, he is getting Robotic Span. He does have 2 additional gas. Ooh, and we have Hallucination on the way. That's very interesting. Now, Hallucination kind of overlaps with the Robo, because the Robo can allow him to go ahead and make a lot of Immortals and Sentries, especially with those 4 gases, and be able to attack really quickly. You know, do one of these 2 base all-ins with a lot of Sentries and Immortals, and it's very hard for Zerg to actually stop, but you're not going to have that many force fields with Hallucination, so I'm wondering exactly what he's going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a reasonably quick Warp Prism this game. He might be going for an expansion as well. Kind of an interesting choice, that Hallucination. I'm really going to have to just watch and try to see what that's all about. Now, we do have the layer almost done for CrazyMoving. He's getting a macro hatch as well, right here. Now, the Hallucinated Phoenix going ahead for a scout. We do have an Observer out for scouting as well, but of course the Phoenix very quick can get around the map. But it costs, you know, 100 energy. That's a lot of force fields. And in fact, with just 3 sentries, he's taking this additional base. Now, how will he set up his buildings here, and will CrazyMoving go for some sort of attack timing? He's actually getting Carapace. That means that he's probably not going to stay Roaches for very long, even though he's getting Roach speed. If you're going to stay Roaches for a long time, then you're going to want to get Roach attack, but it looks like he wants to switch into Zerglings more so than Roaches pretty soon here. We do have a Spire on the way as well, and if CrazyMoving doesn't actually go Mass Roach from here, that's actually going to benefit HerO greatly. This particular build he's using, where he doesn't have as many sentries, it would be a lot harder to actually hold against one of these Mass Ling all-ins, or a Mass Ling Roach all-in, sorry, that we see quite often, you know, where against a 3-base taking Protoss, Zergs oftentimes start attacking crazily. And it has been falling out of the metagame just slightly as Protoss has become better and better at defending it, but against exactly what HerO's doing, it would have been a good choice here. So a little bit lucky there is HerO. Now getting some more scouting Phoenixes going out. He's going to see the exact unit counts of his opponent. Not really a scary amount of Roaches. Lots of Lings in production right now. That Spire almost done, and 8 Spines on the way. He's actually more afraid of being attacked than he is of anything else right now. Now, we do have another base, kind of a hidden base going up. This would be a more likely place to expand, but this place going to be pretty hard for HerO to actually scout right now. HerO's doing a good job of keeping creep off this side of the map. In fact, sending a Zealot over right at the same time that CrazyMoving is thinking of taking an expand. Now, we do have 11 Mutas on the way. Overseer scouting what's going on. He's going to see that it is, in fact, Colossus tech. In fact, dropping a couple changelings in there. And nice, HerO going to stop this Zergling harassment. But with 13 Mutas on the way, this is going to be pretty scary. He's very robotics heavy. He has the 2 Immortals and the Colossus already. Does have Stalkers, but a lot of Sentries, which aren't particularly strong against Mutas. And see, he doesn't even have a Twilight yet, just 1/1 upgrades. It's going to be hard to defend against these Mutas correctly. So we're going to have to see, where are these Mutas at? So he's waiting for a nice big group. 4 more are on the way. And these things are going to be the most scary things in this game for HerO. We're going to have to see how he can deal with this initial harassment. But oh, he just flew into vision of this Zealot and then turned around. So now he has time to actually start to defend. Notice a lot of cannons going to be going up here. Bunch of cannons being warping. He's going to start warping in some Stalkers too, no doubt. Cannons all over the place. CrazyMoving should have gone immediately with those Mutalisks. if he had, he possibly could have gotten a lot of damage done. But as is, we have Blink now on the way, Templar Archives. Again, a lot of cannons, Stalkers placed in all the right spots. And it seems like HerO getting just a little bit lucky this game. But it is not over yet. CrazyMoving, moving across the map now. Somewhat crazily, some might say. And, well, these mutas just kind of sitting there. He's got to be careful, doesn't want to attack into that. Those Stalkers still do have pretty good upgrades. He has some great defenses going up all over the place. Even a Spore to make sure of DT harassment. Not going to be able to get him. Now flying in towards these cannons. This is going to be some nice snipes, perhaps. Going after the Colossi, but no, going after the cannons right now. Will he end up killing any Colossi? No, just targeting cannons. And, well, he's going to fly up into a lot of Stalkers. He's got to be so careful about this. Let's take a look at the health. The Stalker's still in very good health, and the Muta's taking a ton of damage. Not really doing much either. And that was actually kind of painful for CrazyMoving. That was not affected Mutalisk harassment whatsoever. You know, he had a timing when he first got him, and instead of killing the cannons, he could have targeted Colossi, but it looked like he was trying to do more long-term damage. But unfortunately for him, with Blink being done and HerO being as good as he is, not likely right now with those mutas. But he's continuing mutas and in fact getting +2. And the fact that he's getting +2 and continuing mutas tells us he's going to go for a base trade when HerO moves out. He's going to keep HerO in his base with these. But the thing is, HerO isn't staying on Colossus. A nice forced cancel there, by the way. But just to explain that a little bit more, if HerO had been staying on Colossus Tech and going Colossus Stalker, then CrazyMoving can force a base trade when he moves out, and it becomes a very hard game for both players, where it's Ling Muta with their quickness and mobility going around against the very powerful punch of Colossus Stalker. But with him switching to High Templars, these mutas are going to be shredded as soon as that Psystorm is finished, and in fact it is finished. Just where are his High Templars? He does have 6 of them out right now. Now these mutas doing a ton of damage, but notice how clumped they are. This is going to be brutal once we actually see the High Templars come into play. And where, in fact, are they? We don't see them yet. Still just battling against a lot of Stalkers. Stalkers still blinking up. And the mutas still being a bit underwhelming, not really killing as much as they should. Now notice he is moving out. This is kind of a fearful army. Even, I mean, it has High Templars in it, but if the mutas found that, he could be in trouble now. We do have the Stalkers blinking back. Very nice move there. Let's take a look at the health on everything. Now the muta's still at very high health and dealing a lot of damage. In fact, snipe that High Templar before any Psystorm can be cast. Here he goes, going after these cannons, but he's probably going to want to back up these mutas for now. A lot of Stalkers still mixed in here, and his +2 not quite done. HerO, though, does have that +2 attack and +1 armor. And HerO's going to want to put a High Templar down here and keep him alive till Psystorm. You hit these mutas with 1 or 2 Psystorms, and the whole game is going to change. Now notice CrazyMoving not yet going to Hive. That's really indicative of someone that wants a base trade once again. But will the base trade scenario even occur this game? He's got such an economy, I'm not sure that he has to anymore. Now he is coming up here and going for these High Templars again. Snipes it. A nice snipe by CrazyMoving. Let's take a look again at the health of these mutas. And there's a High Templar. Ooh, the Storm a little bit whiffed, but does deal reasonable damage there. Do we have any High Templars down here? Yeah, we do have a couple if he does come down. In fact, looks like he wants to, but a big blink down does chase him away for now. In the meantime, we do have some links coming down to this 4th base of HerO, but HerO does have some Zealots warped in to try to stop it. Coming down with the mutas, but the mutas still, I mean, he's not getting to the death numbers that you want to see with mutas. He does have 34, which is pretty scary. In fact, 5 more on the way. He's going to get to those numbers, like it or not, HerO. And with that many mutas, all he has to do is dodge Psystorms, but that Psystorm doing a lot of damage to these mutas. Look at that first flock, oh so badly hurt. And now HerO's moving across the map with those Psystorms. He's going to feel very powerful. He does have a couple Colossus and Immortals to help siege up the Spinecrawler walls that we have kind of everywhere right now. Now CrazyMoving running away from this area. He does not want to engage that army with these mutas. Bringing up some Lings right now, but those Lings not going to be really all that good, especially the Colossus here. Mutas flying up, uh-oh, and actually morphs Archon right away. A good choice, doesn't want to get those sniped. And it looks like these mutas doing a great job of drawing HerO back. HerO wants to attack CrazyMoving right now, but he absolutely cannot. He has to chase these mutas all over the map. And the mutas fly right out once again. Ooh, that was actually a really good Psystorm. Look at the damage done there. Very few green mutas left. Everything kind of hurt overall. Another storm or two like that, and he's in trouble. In the meantime, of course, we have lost this base down here. finally going to Hive, a very, very late Hive for the matchup, but you can try to go for that style when you're going for mass mutas like this. Now flying over, ooh, looks like he'll take out a lot of sentries. Nice move by CrazyMoving, but that buys a lot of times for that Stalker cooldown, and they blink in once again, dealing a ton of damage to the mutas. Now, he's well defended all over the place, but we still do have a Colossus and a couple of Mortals, as well as a lot of Stalkers with decent upgrades. So they definitely can break through areas like this. You know, these are a lot scarier earlier in the game, but he can go right into there. And in fact, the Muta's coming down to try to help. Nice blink out. And these Mutas, they're getting smaller and smaller in numbers. But we have a lot of Lings incoming. A lot of damage already dealt to those Lings, but they will help him clean up quite a bit. Now, can they clean up the rest of these Stalkers as well? There's some great upgrades on them. Going after the Stalkers of HerO right now, taking a ton of damage, but the Mutas being reduced in numbers severely. Now 12 more Mutas on the way, and CrazyMoving playing a crazy style, actually doing a very good job with it, but HerO has kept him down to enough bases that HerO still definitely has his chances of this game. HerO has 4 mining bases, and basically CrazyMoving does too. He has this new one going up here, he has this new one going here, but nothing actually mining there yet. So here with the more cost-efficient units is actually still in a good spot. And in fact, look at this, blinking right in. Not going to let CrazyMoving attack that base at all, using the extra gas on Archons and High Templars. Good choices for right now, as CrazyMoving staying exactly on that tech, using Hive only for the upgrades for Mutas and Lings. So another time this base going to be taken out, but there is a big Ling run by coming by. Couple High Templars in there. He's got to be careful with these. They're going to be shredded very quickly if they run into any Psy Storms. Now the Muta's coming back, cleaning up some Stalkers, forcing them to run away, but he's got to be careful here, because if that High Templar comes back down, he's going to be in trouble. But no, the Stalkers blink, and he's going to have to run away for now. Now it looks like he's going to go after CrazyMoving's top left base, which he hasn't been able to mine much from. In the meantime, we do have... Ooh, look at this. Targeting down the Cybernetic score. That's definitely going to die here. He's going to have to remake that, or he can only make Zealots and High Templars out of his gateways. And that would be very annoying. He definitely needs a lot of Stalkers to deal with all these Mutas. Also, a Mothership is on the way. Ooh, that Psystorm completely whiffed. A nice dodge. Let's take a look at these bases right now. That one's still going well. This one's still going well. Getting another base over here. Still trying to harass a little bit with these Mutas. Such a hard style to play for CrazyMoving, but he's doing a great job of it. HerO, though, playing very well defensively, continually warping in Archons and having to morph them into Archons, the High Templars, that is, whenever the Mutas fly by. But I'm actually getting a little bit scared because the Mothership is so good in this scenario. Think about how good recall is. When the Mutas come in for the counterattack, you can recall back after killing one of their bases, but even more powerful than that is the dreaded Archon toilet with the vortex. If he actually gets a vortex off on these Mutalisks and throws a couple Archons in there, they'll all evaporate. He'll probably GG before they even come out of it. But we'll see if that's what ends up happening, because it is on the map, and these Mutas still trying to deal with this army. Those Archons dealing so much damage. Look at this with +2, 43 damage per shot with Splash against these Mutas with just 120 hit points. That is killer, man. A couple Archons can take out a huge flock of Mutas if they're too clumped right now. Now, we do have just pure Muta being created right now. But look at that, 13 more. The amount of Mutas created this game is astounding. He's keeping his count over 30 at many parts. And in fact, he is flying back across, going towards that natural base. I don't see any High Templars there right now. And, you know, CrazyMoving has to be careful about that. He has to kind of scout ahead because, again, a couple Psy Storms and this game can end. A couple Archons coming out here, and in fact, here's the Mothership, and uh-oh, it looks like he's just going to run for now. He's not sure if there's a Vortex ready, and in fact, there is a Vortex ready. Will he get him? It looks like they're just staying out of Vortex range just barely. A very good choice, and now he's got to be a bit scared, because if he gets caught by that Vortex, again, the Archons will just murder him and the game will be over. So what is he going to do in response to this? Are we going to see some Corruptors? Are we going to see him go for Neural? What is it going to be? It has to be something. He can't just attack the Mutas, and if he does, he's going to have to keep them in little clumps. Trying to deal some damage here. How many probes has he actually killed this game? 26, but 17 drones have been killed from all these bases that HerO's been killing. Now HerO has moved across the map very well. CrazyMoving, looks like he's just going for a little flank from behind. Oh no, he's actually going to go for a counterattack. He's got to watch out because of Vortex, and a nice Vortex goes off. But I don't think we have any Archons around here, so Looks like we can't see an Archon toilet right now unless he can get some over there. But he can, of course, send his Stalkers in to just appear beneath them. In fact, he's just going to stand around and blink towards them whenever they try to run. And look at this. Yeah, he didn't even need the Archons, dealing a ton of damage to these Mutas. And GG, that Vortex is all that he needed. And wow, a really well-played game. Guys, thanks so much for watching. And make sure that you subscribe. I'm going to try to release at least one video a day. Of course, I'll miss some here and there. I do fly around a lot to these tournaments. So yeah, follow me on YouTube. It is youtube.com/ArtosisTV, and thanks for watching.